Hi there, it's Lindsey here. Today we're building Ollie's bed frame. Ollie wants his room redone for his birthday, so we've been looking around for bed frames. I've even looked at thrift stores and nothing was quite right. He has something specific in mind, and he kind of wants it a little bit rustic. So I thought I would go on and look and see what one would cost, like price these out. So IKEA is closest to us, so I was like, yeah, we could go to IKEA because, you know, all the furniture stores are super expensive. This is probably the one that we would get. We've actually had this same bed before. Me and Jason had it long ago. But look at this price tag. No. We can do this better. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna build this bed stronger and cheaper. We got mostly 2x4s. I did get a couple of 2x8s for the side slats so we can recess the mattress a little bit better. You could probably do it with the 2x4s, but I just chose to get those a little thicker on the side so it looks a little better. But yeah, we're gonna build a 2x4 platform bed frame today. So we got our wood here. I got some furring strips, 10 2x4s and 2 2x8s. The total cost is also gonna include a wood finish as well as a poly to go on top of that wood stain, and all of our pocket hole screws. Yes, I'm gonna use pocket hole screws because I already have a jig. Here we go. Total cost was $144.93 for everything. You're not supposed to be in this room until your birthday. The worst part for me for any project is gathering materials. I don't know what it is, but it gets on my nerves. So here's how we figured this out. So our mattress is 52 inches by 72 inches. So for the width, that's what we're dealing with now. We don't really care about the length just yet. Or the mattress is 52 inches wide. We added 3 because of the width of the side rails. They're 1.5 inches each for a total of 3 inches. So we added that. We also wanted to add 1 inch for wiggle room. That'll give us a 1/2 inch on each side so the mattress isn't too tight.
Because you have sheets and blankets.
Yeah, for sheets and blankets and such. So we did that, so we have 56.
56 gives us the total width from the outside to the outside. And so we're trying to figure out how much to cut these. All right, so if we have 56 to the outside, these are 3.5 each, which is 7. So we back off the 56, 7, and we end up with 49 for these 2 runs here.
So our plan for right now is we're gonna cut these 2 49 inches, and from the IKEA little diagram that I saw, theirs was 47 inches tall, and so I just subtracted the 1.5 inches for the top cap, and so we will cut these at 45.5 inches. So we cut this out of 2 2x4s, so we've got 2 cut at 49 inches and 2 cut at 45.5. These are going to be our height for the headboard, and these are our little cross slats. You'll see more later, but I'm going to go ahead and sand these down so we can get them kind of smooth. We've got some 120 grit sandpaper right here.
It's a hard thing to know that your soul will stay hollow. Even if I know that nothing lasts forever, it's not easy.
So here we're just taking our side slats. Ours are the 49-inch side slats, and we're kind of marking this up to see like how many of the decorative vertical boards that we want in between. This will give us a really good idea of how we need to space these, and then of course how many we need to sand down and stain.
See things slipping through my fingers when he turns and walks away. Yes, there he goes.
So this is what she's looking like so far, and now we're going to go outside and tag team these decorative pieces that go in between. Jay's gonna cut them to length, and then I'm gonna sand them down.
Maybe he'll listen someday. I know he
So when I'm sanding down, I'm just trying to get the little burrs off and kind of smooth it down a little bit so that when we put it together, we get a nice tight seam there, and then it's going to be a lot easier to stain once it's time for that too.
Yes, there he goes. I know I did him wrong. There's something that's
So we make sure we have the pretty side facing down, because we're going to pocket hole all of these on this side.
That's right.
to feel this way. But I wonder.
And here's where I pocket hole forever, because we need 2 pocket holes on each side. So 4 pocket holes for each of these little decorative verticals that we did, so they stay in place and really look nice. Now on the headboard, you won't see this at all because this will be facing the window, or the window. Ugh. Anyway, these will be facing the wall. Yeah, we just want to make sure that they are connected well and stay connected well. And this is the easiest way to do that.
Yeah, there he goes. There he goes.
These longer 2x4s here are our 49-inch horizontal bars. We are going to put 2 pocket holes in each side of these, and that's so it'll connect to the post that way.
But you are the love of my life. I knew when you came through the door.
So these are the posts for the footboard, and we cut those to 28 1/4. So it'll be 28 1/4 high. We're also going to put a top cap on this, so it'll be a little higher. And then for our little decorative bricks, of course our cross slats were the same size because it's just the width. And we did 49 inches on those. And then for the little decorative pieces, we cut these at 8 1/2. So I'm about to pocket hole these and get that going.
Oh, now I remember meeting you in a dream, thinking that's the love of my life. Most handsome man I'd ever seen. I said, you must be the love of my life.
I ain't gonna lie, my hands were hurting so bad at this point. That's a lot of pocket holes. It really is. It's a lot of pocket holes. So I had to get Jay to help me with the last few here in a little bit, but we got it done.
Around. No bombas, everything is easy.
I'm gonna go ahead and start staining. These are the side slats. So what we've done is just cut them the length of the mattress. And now he's adding furring strips, and this will hold our supports for the mattress.
Don't let go of me. Don't let go.
And now it's staining time. I did use the Minwax. It's a semi-transparent in true black. I think he's gonna really like it. I chose to do a stain instead of paint because I did want some of the wood grain to show through, because he's looking for that rustic feel. So that's kind of what we're giving him here.
No bombas, everything is easy when you come around. Hold on now. Hold on now.
Now I'm sanding down those decorative top caps. I did want to sand down these really well. You can see how smooth I made the edges. This is one that's not done yet, and this is one that is done. I didn't want a kid to bump into this or fall into this and cut their head or something like that. With a toddler, you just never know. And even a big kid, you just never know. And now it's time for assembly. So the way I did this is I put my first horizontal and I connected that to the post first. After that was connected, I connected all of the little decorative pieces to that horizontal that I already had on the post. And then the last thing I did was put the final horizontal down at the bottom. And then I didn't attach it to the post yet. First I screwed in all the decorative pieces, and lastly attached that piece to the post. That way if you have any movement or any that you might have cut a little squirrely, it'll all come out in the wash.
A little bit scared of heights. Why does the rain always keep on pouring down when it's gray outside? It really makes me wonder. Makes me wonder. It really makes me wonder.
It was originally supposed to be a surprise, but at this point Ollie was already invested in this bed. He had saw the stained wood and he was like, I want to help. So of course we let him help. He's just learning how to use power tools, but I think one day he's going to start making stuff for me around here.
Could it be to make the ground shine like gold until winter comes? Until winter comes.
And now we set the footboard aside. We're going to wait to put the top cap on. It was still getting its stain dry, so we waited for a minute there. And now we made a little jig for the spacing on the decorative slats. And now we're taking the headboard 49-inch boards, the ones that are horizontal, and we're just marking where our decorative slats need to go. That way they match the footboard, so our headboard and our footboard look the same.
Stars come to shine when it's dark from so far away.
And now we're assembling that headboard, and we're doing it the same way we did the first time. Is we're putting that top horizontal on first, connecting that to the slats. We used a couple of raw 2x4 scraps just to get things even and make sure that everything was flat. It helps to have a flat surface, that's for sure. But once we got that connected, we went and did our same thing, which we screwed the decorative pieces up into that top horizontal bar, and then we're gonna add the bottom horizontal bar, screw in the decorative plates to that, and then attach that to the posts. We are using 2x4s here, so even if you try at the store to make sure they're not twisted, sometimes they are a little bit, and a little help from a 2x4 and some weight really helps out straighten those out.
You're in the middle, right?
Yeah. That's nice. Oh my gosh, look how nice that is.
Oh, yeah.
That makes it right there.
Yes.
Well, we decided we liked it, so now we're just gonna drill more pocket holes. I know you're so excited to hear that. Now you could probably take a little finish nailer and nail this on, but to me it was gonna be like over his head, so I wanted to have some pocket hole screws for this part too. I ended up putting 5 on the headboard, and I think I only put 3 on the footboard, but it's really just to kind of hold it in place. I think 5 was overkill for a full-size bed, but I just want to make sure nothing falls off and hits him in the head while he's sleeping or something. Now Jay's measuring up to where we want to put the side rails in. We decided we wanted 9 inches of clearance because he has a couple of bins that hold Legos that needed that 9-inch clearance so he can stuff them under his bed. But yours might be different, but that's just the area that we chose to put ours. We also decided to add another 2x4 to the footboard. That way it looked more like the 2x8s that are on our side slats. And I was thinking that if you wanted to make this completely out of 2x4s, you could replace the 2x8s that we purchased for our side slats and actually use 2 2x4s. It might be a little cheaper that way. I think it was around the same price though. And now we're on to our final pocket holes. Yes, we use pocket hole screws to connect this to the headboard and the footboard. We are going to come behind with some lag screws and some washers and, you know, just add a little bit more stability. But we used we just used 3, I think there were 3 pocket holes in each board and each side of the board. So it's going to hold up pretty well. I think it would be fine just to leave these and not do the lag screws. But we're just going to add some just for some additional stability, but we're just going to do that later. It was a little cramped in our space, so he kind of set up some blocks to hold this thing and did some kind of clamping, crazy clamping, but I'm sure that you'd be able to hold it with 2 people if you had enough room.
I know the sign was given, it's in the way you move and in the sound of your heart. We tend to fall together, fall in love, and still in the end we'll fall apart. So his hope is that we stay close, but it's the life that we chose. It takes time to get it right, sleepless days and nights. We just need a little more, just a little time for you and I. So stay a bit longer, just a little time for you and I, until it's over.
So we decided to put supports. So we're going to put 1 2x4 across here, and then we'll connect one in the middle all the way to the footboard and that 2x4. So we ended up running a 2x4 all the way across. We had just attached it to the baseboard, footboard. And then we had to put a 2x4. We had to put a 2x4 down here to attach it to, but we just ran it. You're getting trigger happy now. Okay. So we just stuck a 2x4 in here where it needed to go as far as matching the height of these 1xs that we stuck in there to hold it. And then I cut these to the length that I measured there, and now it's a super solid bed.
Yep.
No sagging or anything. And I think that if you had a twin size, it probably wouldn't need this center board, but anything full or above, we could have got away with it probably if we did like 2x4s or, you know, closer together. They're fine, it really doesn't matter. Jay was over here trying to measure, and I was like, just stick them in. So they're not perfectly spaced.
No, this one, the middle one, and that one are perfectly spaced. The rest of them you did.
I mean, it's just support. They're fine. See, we could have gotten away with doing scraps in between too if we were really worried about it, but it's not sagging now.
No.
There'll be no sagging when you put that center support in.
And this is good for a platform bed.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, this is not a box spring.
Yeah, we're just doing the platform because we have a platform mattress that we got. We have the Chime mattress. He-Man. We have the Chime mattress from Ashley's. They got those when we moved, so that's what's going in here, and it is a platform mattress. So you don't have to have a box spring with this situation, and you probably don't want one because you would have wanted your footboard to be taller in that sense. But the bed is done. It is completed.
Well, it's probably fine like this, but we just want to reinforce to make sure. We're going to get some decorative bolts
Yeah, Jay's wanting to put, since it's a kid's bed and they're probably gonna be jumping on it and crazy stuff, he wants to get a couple of bolts to put like one in each corner. So we've got some, they're gonna be decorative, like black, but they didn't have them at Home Depot, so we'll have to get those at Lowe's. But I think it's fine the way it is right now. It's just something extra that he wanted to do because they're gonna be jumping all over it. But the beautiful, beautiful bed is done. I love how it turned out. I think it did really well, and this is way more sturdy than anything you're gonna buy these days. Solid wood bed. This would cost you a whole bunch of money at the furniture store. What are you doing? Oh, he's about to start on the window trim, and I'm about to get started on a little bedside table to match this with our scrap wood, so it'll cost us nothing additional. But yeah, this is what we've got so far for Ollie's room, and his birthday is in T-minus 7 days. So we really got to get to work. Isn't that right?
Yeah, by the time you release this video, it'll be 2 weeks after his birthday.
That's true. I'm way behind on editing. So there it is. Our homemade $150 2x4 bed frame. But I want to thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to chat with you in the comments. Let me know what projects you're working on right now, and if you're thinking about building something like this. Of course, if you already had a metal bed frame, you could just build the headboard and footboard, or just the headboard, and it would give you something really nice and pretty to look at, and it would be really, really cheap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't wait to chat with you in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.